They've won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. There's no red carpet because they're home in their jammies. From Melrose Place to Broadway to Janeway and her crew, let Seth and James bring all the stars to you.
Anywho,
they're entertaining everyone, so who's gonna grouse? Just sit right back and you'll hear some tales on Stars in the House.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Stars in the House.
Stars in the House, Birdland style.
That's right. I'm James Wesley.
So am I. I don't know what my comedy is. Hi, guys. Seth
You
Rudetsky.
didn't take my last name, and I didn't take yours. So
Even my father, when my father heard that Julie's taking Adam Rudetsky, he's like, I don't even want that last name. It's a headache. And each of the Who, welcome to our show. We are a fundraiser for the Actress Fund, which is for everybody in the arts, whether you're on stage, behind the scenes, a cabaret songstress, a cabaret pianoist, stage manager, hair person, whatever you do, and not just theater, also TV, film, anything, opera, ballet, anything in the arts. Yeah. Whether you're a 92-year-old or 93-year-old chanteuse, you can turn to the actorsfund.org for some cashola to pay your rent, grocery bills, doctor's bills, whatevs.
And like I said a few days ago, over $20 million has been given in aid for those basics like utilities, health insurance, health, payments, deductibles, food, everything. So actorsfund.org, if you need help, if you are able to give, please go to starsinthehouse.com or text fund 2020 to 56512. You see it scrolling down there at the bottom. And if you would like Billy Stritch to sing your donation to
jazz version,
right, for Julie Halston to read out your words, send it.
So Marla decided to donate 25. Thank you. It's my version of Julie Halston. Just you send it to donations at starsinthehouse.com and then we'll forward it.
That's right.
A little crazy tonight.
All right, so we wanna okay. Floyd Collins and Sophisticated Ladies last night.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. I just got so thrown by saying this because of what time it is.
Oh, good morning.
I'm watching from Manila. I think it's a 12-hour time difference, right?
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe Jason will tell us.
Well, good morning. It is.
Right.
Remember, because Leia Salonga was 12 hours. Sorry, I got so thrown by that.
But we are up to $714,765 thanks to the matching grant that we had and the great donations last night and the night before. It was so fun watching, Duke Ellington's granddaughter talk about who knew that his father was had worked in the White House as a butler. I mean, it was just all of this information. It was
basically
really
a reunion
touching.
it was like a Sophisticated Ladies reunion, but through Duke Ellington's granddaughter.
Right, and honoring Duke Ellington, exactly. Yeah. So that was really nice. Thank you, everyone. And what do we got going on tomorrow? So I don't forget, we have another amazing matching donation, and it's going to be for.
It's suddenly
Seymours. Plural.
We have a lot of Seymours, including the ones who just did it recently. Gideon Glick, the one who was about to do it, Jeremy Jordan, the Broadway revival Hunter Foster, and the original himself, Lee Wilkoff, plus the man who wrote all that amazing music, Alan Menken.
Who literally changed his plans for Saturday night because Seth emailed him a little bit on the later
side. So ADD,
side.
because I planned the show like 2 weeks ago, and I just remembered to email. You know what? Because I really do things like day of. Like,
no criticism. It's all good. And Alan's going to be here, it's super exciting to have the writers that when they can come on.
By the way, look who's watching. Chris Smith from Provincetown. And Chris, I wore this in honor of you and Marilyn Maye. You see?
There you go.
Provincetown shirt.
Okay, so today Dr. LaPook can't be here for our medical. We're here to celebrate Birdland.
Yeah. We're
gonna get to all of our wonderful guests in a few minutes.
And clips and photos.
And some live singing.
Yeah.
Of course. But Dr. LaPook, he texted me right before the show, not right before the show, a couple hours ago, and he said he couldn't be here for a medical break. So I thought this would be a good time, if Seth's done clearing his throat, to read some of the many donations for the Actors Fund in honor of Seth for his birthday, where we made $10,000 for the Actors Fund.
Amazing.
And we just could not get to all of them. So I thought this would be a good time to do it. Oh, and before I forget, though, we get to that, it's on our website. Where is this, Seth?
Oh, yeah.
But for our 1-year anniversary that is coming up on the 16th, if you remember, we said it 2 days ago, hashtag Sith 1 year. The video
It-
is not
yeah.
part of it. It's a little
Hashtag
bit.
Sith 1 year.
Yeah, but we're gonna do a video. I should have had more space there, but do a video of why Stars in the House is important to you. I don't know what if
Just
they
basically-
benefited from the actors. If you benefited from the actors,
Who
fund,
you watch
any of
with,
that.
just anything
Exactly.
interesting, and then you post.
You do
Yeah.
a video. Thank
Make
you,
a video.
David.
Someone was like, "Where do we post it?" That's the whole point of a hashtag. You can post it anywhere, and then we look up hashtags on Instagram and Twitter, and we'll see all the
Facebook.
videos.
We'll work on Facebook too.
Yeah, anywhere, any social media, except for Parlor. And what? Is that even
We won't go
exist
there.
anymore? The point is, post it, and then we want to have fans join us for our 1 year anniversary.
From around the world.
From around the world. So hey, Manila. So post that with that hashtag Sith, which stands for Starts in the House 1 year.
And Jen Weiss is a taskmaster. That's our social media guru, and
Yeah.
she was like, the deadline is the 11th.
Sorry.
Yeah, so if Jen says it's end of next week, it's the end of next week. So Seth, should we get started and read some of these?
Sure. We had, we feel bad because people write these nice donations and then we don't get to read them. So we want to give some readings to these nice people.
Yeah. So you want to do every other one?
Sure.
Okay. Do the first one.
Nicole donated $10. Happiest birthdays to you, Seth. And by the way, it still is my birthday. You remember Romance and Hard Times? Lily White refused to give birth because she doesn't want to bring a baby into this world when the world is so messed up. So she's pregnant for like 2 years. I haven't finished opening up my birthday presents. I refuse to open them. So my birthday is I literally have just piles of presents downstairs. I won't open them. So my birthday is still happening. Happiest of birthdays to you, Seth.
It's
the world
true.
is a much better place because you're in it. Thank you. Very sweet.
Sharon from Forest Hills, $18.
Hi.
Happy birthday, Seth. I haven't missed an episode yet. Thanks so much for the entertainment and keeping us connected to Broadway.
That wasn't me just saying hi, Jewish style. Really, hi is $18. Hi, $18. Allie from Boston, $154. My goal weight, but it's not going to happen. Happy birthday, Seth. I went to your 3-part Contra series in Boston last year. Oh, with Jesse Mueller, Cheyenne Jackson, and Kelly O'Hara. And it was amazing. Thank you to you and James for continuing to spread joy while we wait to get back to live theater. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Kevin from Virginia, $50. Happy birthday, Seth. Love your deconstructions, especially those regarding Barbara Streisand.
Mula. Holly from the Poconos, $515. Wow. And then all caps, happy birthday, Seth. Thank you, Holly.
Jocelyn from Florida, $18.
Hi.
Seth,
Wowzy, woo, woo.
There you go. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for Stars in the House and your deconstructions and everything.
Allison from St. Louis, $103. Happy birthday, Seth. You're such a delightful person. Thanking you for all the gifts you've shared with us this past year. Wishing you a wonderful year ahead. James, thank you for helping us all to celebrate him.
Teresa from Great Falls, $60. Happy birthday, Seth. I'm honored to share a birthday with you.
February
Wow.
28th.
Seth, your love for musical theater has been such a light in my life.
Tyke. Oh, man. Hi, Tyke from Ireland. We love Tyke. He's one of our most loyal viewers. $25. Happy birthday, Seth. Thanks for all you do for the Broadway community and the world. Much love from Ireland.
We love Ireland. Edward from New York City, $60. Happy birthday, Seth. Thanks to both you and James for almost 1 year of these shows that have been instrumental in keeping me semi-sane during all this.
Justin and Anthony from Los Angeles, $25. Happy birthday, Seth. Thank you for being such a beautiful soul, an incredible father, a wonderful husband. Wait, is from you, James?
Me and Julie, actually.
And a man that I want to be when I grow up eventually. The Concert for Americas that you've done, or Concerts for America, will always be a highlight of my life. You're a true inspiration. Happy birthday, much love, and quote, well job. Is that like a British expression?
Stephanie Kahn from California, $37. Happy birthday, Seth.
Stephanie, who I grew up with.
Then you read it.
She's from she did Annie back in the day. Stephanie, $37. Happy birthday, Seth. I knew you when. From the stage of the beginnings. That was this kids nightclub. We were into Broadway. So glad we're in touch. You're amazing. And I hope to meet James someday. Remember, I had the flu. That's why we couldn't hang out in LA 2 years ago. I was having a big birthday party.
Totally
I had
do.
the flu.
At Bulldog Bakery, $10. Happy birthday, Seth. You make me laugh every day. Thank you to you and James for adding light to our lives. Okay, this one, I don't know if you have to sing it.
Oh, Joshua and Rob from Orlando. Make just a ripple. Oh, come on, be brave. This time a ripple. Next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small. Okay, well, it's not original lyrics. It's not. I'm climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to blow, but it's better than not starting at all. Thank you. And James for starting. Oh, I guess it's referencing back. This is your legacy. Very sweet. And I hope you're able to take in what you've given to artists this past year. Very sweet. Love and admiration. Nobody's going to rain on your
Has musical notes there.
Signature. Thank you.
Trinity from Quincy, $10. Wish I could donate more. Okay. No, every $5. I know that's the minimum, but $1 would be fine if it could be $5. But $5 is amazing. As much as I want to say that, though, because as much as, of course, we all get excited if it's $500 or $1,000 and when those come in. But really, Seth and I really truly mean it when we say, okay, every dollar counts.
And we can't believe
shocked.
We can't believe people are still donating. during this financial hardship time. So really, we love it.
Yeah, we've been doing some interviews lately in anticipation of the 1 year anniversary, and we basically always give that answer because it's true that the thing that we're most surprised about, or what's the most surprising thing in the last year, and that is that people are still giving.
Yeah.
So, Trinity, we'd love $10. So grateful for the hope you provide that theater lives on. The show must go on, and the arts are more vital than ever. Have a wonderful birthday. I do hope when this is over that is recognized more, and we can talk to Jim and Billy about that more as well, because the arts just, if anything, the arts have shown, I think, in this past year how needed they are, not just for the soul, but truly economically.
Yeah.
I mean, for all the talk about all the restaurants and garages and shops that are near Birdland that need Birdland.
I mean, all those restaurant romance.
Don't get me started, but we'll get started again when they're out here. Go ahead, Seth.
Catherine, $50. Dear Seth and James, happy birthday to Seth from Bangkok, Thailand. Oh, we've been there. We love it there. Yeah. I've been a fan of Seth's videos. Isn't it crazy how the internet is everywhere? I've been a fan of Seth's videos, Chatterbox, and Onstage, Backstage blog. Oh my God, Onstage and Offstage since I was a teenager. Oh, that part's rude.
I knew that's what you were going to do. Go ahead.
That's not cool. We went into lockdown here last March in Bangkok, and watching Starsinthehouse immediately became a morning routine. We're 12 hours ahead here. Oh, wow, Catherine, how cool. While working from home and during the summer, you brought so much joy and light to this year, to me and to many others, as we inch closer to Broadway reopening, and we are just inching, unfortunately. I hope you understand how much you've helped to keep the love and spirit of theater alive over this past year. Happiest of birthdays to you. To quote one of your old Legally Blonde videos, you're not 60. Thank you. I'm so furious about that.
All right. We have 2 more pages to go. We're halfway through. We're going to continue tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's bring out our first guest.
Wow. Thanks, everyone, for all the nice comments on the side. Our first guest is Birdland himself. On the list, it said, it described what everyone's going to be doing, and it said he's here for set decoration. So here he is. I don't know why that was written next to his name. The amazing Jim Caruso.
Oh, my God. Well, that's weird.
I don't know if you wrote it, Billy wrote it. I don't know who was sassing you.
I don't know, but I'm Jim Rudetsky. That's all I know. That's all I care about.
It's the worst.
You're
last
taking
name.
that name, a fellow Texan?
Yeah.
Wait, Jim, why are you literally backed into a corner? I can't tell where you are.
No, I'm in a corner. This is where I do my show.
But why that? Why can't we just have this?
Because I don't have a cute wall like that with posters behind me.
By the way, James did all that, and then David Katz took all the glass off of it.
You don't want to see, if we're facing that way, it's my bed. That's weird. Nobody wants to see that. And I mean,
Saturday night.
Nobody wants to see that.
Exactly. Hey, Jim, okay, there's so many questions I have for you before we bring on Billy.
Yay.
First off, tell everyone because people are watching all over, who don't know Birdland, who haven't had the good fortune to be at Birdland, tell everyone what it is.
What the hell is Birdland?
What the hell's going on here? Birdland was originally a jazz room that opened 72 years ago, named after Charlie Parker, a great jazz player. And his nickname was Bird. Get it? And it closed for a while when rock and roll came in and all the kids were loving the rock and roll. Then it reopened about 35 years ago when Johnny Valenti, the current owner, decided New York needed a Birdland, and it's been running every night since until of course the pandemic. It's just a state-of-the-art music room, great sound, great lights. 2 years ago, we opened a theater downstairs. It's called the Birdland Theater. And so it's not only jazz. I've been booking Broadway for 18 years, Broadway performers and cabaret performers and comedians and all kinds of great people. We do Cast Party there every Monday, which is a open mic night for the Broadway and jazz crowds. It's just great, and it's right in the dead center of the theater district. So
it's a great room, and it has great food, drinks, so many amazing performers.
You feel like you're stepping back into a time capsule in the best possible way. The first time I went, Jim, was, I think it may have been the first time that I ever saw Seth in performance.
We just started dating, and I was like, this will turn you on, me hosting. What?
It was for the leading Wayman Wong's the leading men of Broadway.
Of course it was.
And I feel like
there's me.
Yeah. I feel like it was in January or February or March 2007, something
Yeah.
like
I
that.
think it was January. I think it was like right when we began dating.
Okay, that's what
Look
I thought.
at that
That's my memory.
cast.
It's an amazing cast. There's
Okay,
Jonathan Groff,
yeah.
Chris Sieber.
Yeah.
Right in the front is John Tartaglia, me.
Is that Skylar?
Yeah. Skylar Aston, Jonathan Groff, Alan Maroka. There's you. Is that Justin Paul next to you? Who's that
Christopher
next to you?
Sieber. No, that's not Justin Paul. Aaron Lazar.
There's Chris Sieber in the back. I see Aaron Lazar next to him.
Yeah.
I think it's Michael McKelroy.
That's right. It looks like
Michael McKelroy, Rob Sapp.
Bunch of
Wow.
no talents there.
And then I was like, wow, this guy knows a lot of people and he knows how to really play.
I didn't book it, by the way. That was the Wayman
that
Wong.
was Wayman. But I was taken aback of just like how amazing it was to be there as an audience member. And of course, we went there many times afterward. But how did you? So that's the history of Birdland. But Jim, how did you get? Hooked on Birdland.
Seth knows I was doing this thing called Cast Party. It was kind of a lark. I didn't think it would end up being like a career move. It started as just a party. I was doing PR for a nightclub. There was nothing going on. I was doing press releases for drink specials. And there was a piano in the corner. So one night I threw a party. Billy came. All my friends came. There was singing around the piano till 3 a.m. The next day they called and said, "Would you do that every Monday?" And I said, "No." What? Huh? That's not a thing. That's annoying. And I did it, and it became a thing. And literally every single Monday since then, that's 18 years ago,
Wow.
I've been doing some form of Cast Party, either on stage or now virtually.
What is a hilarious comment you make? What is it for? It's for singer. What do you say?
I say it at the top of every show, and the kids laugh. I say it's an open mic night / variety show for the Broadway, cabaret, jazz, pop, folk, rock, indie, klezmer, zydeco, tap, jazz, ballet communities. Some of the greatest singers in the world, also other people.
But he's not. I mean, the people that literally drop in. I mean, there's so many photos here, but literally, just like you'll never know. Like, hey, Liza, like just like dropping in.
Yeah.
She doesn't. We saw one of our favorite shows ever in the world. We saw Boom, which wasn't part of Cast Party, but we saw Boom with Liz Calloway and Anne Hampton Calloway. Oh my God, we love that show. We love that album. All at Birdland. It's such a great space, man.
It's great. I mean, it's historic, but it's also modern. They book great up and coming people. That makes me happy too. It's not just a bunch of, acts that have been around forever. Up and comers. The community is vast here in town, obviously, and they're very happy to celebrate all kinds of talent.
And by the way, speaking of up and comers, here's this guy. He learned the right hand of the piano. He's learning the left very soon. Mr. Billy Stritch.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Billy, I gotta be honest. Are you in your sex dungeon? It's red.
I am.
It's
it looks
dark.
a little red, doesn't it? Hold on. I know. I wasn't sure I was going to look. Hold on. I'm going to turn
It's
that up.
red. It's very.
I know. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an adjustment. Is that better on me?
Oh.
And I'm going to take the wall down. Hold on. Coming.
You're taking a wall down? This seems excessive.
Wow.
I'm taking the light off the wall.
Oh, that's so much better.
so much better, right? You can't tell until you're on actually how it's going to look. So there you go.
Yeah, it was very sexy, but too much so.
I
Billy
thought
Stritch.
so.
Now, by the way, I'm outnumbered by Texans. Jim, James, and Billy, all Texans, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so-
Finally.
Yeah.
I just want to say, people are always like, "Oh, Seth, you're such a good pianist." I'm a good pianist if someone literally gives me music and I can play it. Billy's one of those like, "Oh, I know everything by heart. I'll add the coolest chord changes ever." Like, Billy's like a genius musician, and Billy is. But it's true, and you're there like every Monday with Jim, like playing for everybody. People that sing and people that think they can sing. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes, that's true. I am. And it's been an education, I have to say. In the 17 years that I've done it, well, I skipped a couple years in the middle, but then I missed it so much that I had to come back. And look at you looking. But, Seth, what's been great is that it really has helped my my sight reading, because I used to not be a very good reader at all. And now after doing it all those weeks, it's like you can put Jason Robert Brown stuff in front of me and I can pretty much nail it. And that's hard stuff because he writes all the notes.
Yes.
I mean that in the best way, but yeah.
That's funny. I'm actually the opposite. I've always been a good sight reader, but when people are like, surely I'm like, no, I don't. Give me the music. Give me the music. I'm the other way. Like I can only sight read, but like I don't have it in my damn ear.
Billy loves it when people say, don't write in my parade. In the key she did it in.
The original key. They
like you would have that memorized.
Yeah, it's like the original key. It's like, I don't know what the original key is. That's to me. I mean, I get that that's a thing, but I know you do. Of course you do.
That I know because
that's what you do.
Well, I also wanted to be Fanny Bryce one day. Continue, Billy.
And you still might be. There's still time. I mean, that show is overdue for a revival. So I think, definitely.
They're going to go a different way, and they're going to go with Seth.
I think it would sell tickets for sure.
I would go.
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah.
Okay. How many jazz clubs do you think you played in? Could you give a rough
jazz clubs?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. 100? I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 16. Basically. So, I started in Houston before I could legally, I mean, at that point, if you had an ID and people saw that you weren't drinking, you could work, so.
I'm born in Dallas, raised in Houston. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So out of those 100, why is Birdland so special to you?
Well, I mean, it's just iconic. I first worked Birdland. My first gig at Birdland was in 1997. I had just released an album called Waters of March. It was a Brazilian album, and it was after 9 Records. And Lisa Schiff said, "We're going to do the release party at Birdland," and I just lost my mind because I thought I'm not worthy to work. I mean, it's just like that to me was like the epitome. It still is that way. But we did 2 nights there, so that was the first night. And I just love the vibe of that room because, as you know, the audience sits in tiers, and they're on all the sides. And on the left side, as you're facing out, is a great bar area with great seating. And then, I mean, there's really hardly a bad seat in the place. And that's what I think is so satisfying for the performer and for the audience, because it's such a great vibe, and it's great sight lines and great sound, and it's got that old school jazz club vibe, and it's right off Broadway. What could be better than that?
And I thought I had a great birthday celebration, but Jim, you taught me.
Yes,
I like a balloon. What can I say?
like the balloon for sure.
Hey guys, before we bring on
actually,
our first guest,
all 3 of us have birthdays this February. Billy, me, and Seth.
That's
Are
right.
you all Pisces? Everyone a Pisces?
Well, we're Aquarians. We're early in the month. Fat. with your Pisces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we bring on Natalie Douglas, our first guest.
No.
I know.
Well, she's horrible.
It's part of the contract. We have to do it. Jim, you sent me this New York article that I just read. It came out yesterday, right, about Birdland.
Yeah.
And it gave me a lot of insight. I encourage everyone to Google New Yorker Birdland. The article just came out yesterday, and it really goes into detail about the trouble financially that Birdland is in, and the importance of Birdland when this is over. So I know that you did a huge fundraiser not that long ago. People, can go to your website and Birdland's website, but can you tell everyone, kind of summarize that and why it's so important?
Yeah. End of December, Johnny, the owner, called and said, "I don't know how much longer I can do this." He'd been paying about $50,000 a month in rent, utilities, insurance, all the stuff that you have to keep paying. Just because there's a pandemic, people don't go, "Oh, we'll wait." So he had to pay that, and it was coming out of his savings account, and oh God. So he was saying, "I don't know how much longer." And I said, "We need to do a GoFundMe." And he said, "I don't want people to know my business." I was like, "Okay, then you're going to lose the club."
Right.
That doesn't make sense. So our friends, Tom Dangora, Michael Dangora, and Tim Guinea had done that incredible fundraiser at West Bank Cafe that was wildly successful. So
Huge stars. My God.
Yeah. So we called them, and they signed on. They're like angels, you guys. And we ended up doing this GoFundMe with a crazy telethon that went on for 3.5 hours with people like Sting and Billy Joel and President Clinton and all the people, most of the people on this show tonight. Kermit the Frog. What?
Wow.
And we raised over $400,000.
Amazing.
That's so great. I love that it's going to come back. When the pandemic's over, it's going to come back.
That's
By the way,
Gonna
speaking
come
of
back.
donations, because we just got donations early already. So, Jim, can you read
Amazing.
some that you got?
Yes, he just sent it to me. Hold on, I have to put on.
All right. And then we'll bring Natalie. You're up.
Uh-oh, Natalie. Places.
Places, Natalie.
This is
Okay. Do I read all of this, right?
Yes.
Please.
Okay. A huge thank you to everyone at SIF and Birdland Cast Party Network for the entertainment, joy, community, education, and good deeds you've been providing the world during such difficult times. We appreciate it so much. Jen from Illinois, $25.
Nice.
So nice. 1 year without Birdland, Broadway, and live theater is crippling, but a year of Stars in the House has been everything to many people. I pray that you'll be back at the Art House in P-Town this summer. Hugs, Mark from Massachusetts, $50. Dear, how do you do it? Seth and James. Okay. Thanks so much for this great show. Missing New York so much and hoping to be back as soon as we're allowed to travel to the USA again. Looking forward to seeing a show at Birdland and to Broadway reopening. Love from London, B and Laura, $100.
I love it.
Nice.
Oh, Belinda and Laura, they're so supportive. I love those girls.
And by the way, your live stream is watched everywhere. The fundraiser for Birdland. Look, someone said they were watching it all the way in. Quite a few of us in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? I mean, Birdland, that's one good thing. There are a lot of great rooms in town, but Birdland is famous all over the world. So you say Birdland to music lovers and they go, oh, I know that. You know.
Yes, ma'am. I just love it.
So Billy, do you want to introduce our first guest here?
I'd be happy to. This is a wonderful friend of ours, Jim and I both. I feel like I have known our next guest for at least 30 years, probably longer than that. And I have seen her just emerge into one of the most dynamic performers ever. She does so many different kinds of shows, which she will tell you about, but she is definitely a mainstay at Birdland. And it wouldn't be right to do a show honoring Birdland without having her on the show. So please welcome our dear friend, Natalie Douglas.
Hi.
Hi, Natalie.
That's so sweet. Hey, kids, how are you?
Hi, Nat.
Good to see you all. What
This is so fun.
Nat, you're a mainstay at Birdland, but when did I used to play for you? Were we together at Brandy's or Rose's Turn?
Brandy's. I only subbed at Rose's Turn. I was never a regular staff person there. So it was Brandy's. Yeah. We've known each other as long as I've known Billy and Jim.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And you also did my hospital shows for AIDS patients, Hearts and Voices.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
Natalie,
kidding.
why do you still look the same age when I first met you?
It's magic. Black girl magic, really.
Infuriating.
Just right along.
Welcome.
So tell us, we're gonna play. We have this great clip of you performing one of my favorite singers ever. Is this from a recent Birdland show? What is this from?
This is from Radio Free Birdland when I filmed in the Birdland Theater. I guess that was in July, August. And it was aired later as part of Radio Free Birdland. Billy did one too. It was this fabulous series. It was a lot of fun, and it was the first time I performed, I think, after, everything shut down.
Yes, ma'am. By the way, so many great. She's perfect
bye.
timing.
Shut down.
So dramatic. And now I sing. Death. Okay, here's she.
She has things to do. People.
Well, she'll come
Very
back
busy.
by the time we're done playing the clip.
She'll come back.
All right.
Here
all
she
right.
is, the fabulous Shirley Bassey
Hit it,
medley,
Seth.
Natalie Douglas.
And luckily for me, the brilliant Brian Nash, that's Brian Nash, say hi, Brian Nash, thought the same thing. So we put them together like this. How can I tell him I love him when he lives in a world of his own? can to give the best in me. But when he needs me most of all, I stand by helplessly. How can I tell him I love him when he's never alone? How can I show him when I hardly know him? He lives in a world of his own. I miss him so much when he is gone, but when he's near me, I don't let on. As long as he needs me, I know where I must be, and cling on steadfastly as long as he needs me. As long as life is long, I know where I belong, and somehow I'll be strong as long as he needs me. If you are lonely, then you will know when someone needs you, you'll love him so. I won't betray his trust, though people say I must. I've got to stay true just as long as he needs me.
Yay. Oh, and Natalie's back.
Brava.
Yay.
Yay,
Bravo.
Natalie.
Nat, you still got it.
Yay!
Here you are.
Try.
You are prepping, always prepping.
Always.
Mhm. That was before the share show.
Of course.
I
yeah,
love that
we heard
picture
about that.
so much. Oh,
Yes. Also the share show. Yes.
I'm a whiz with the Canva.
We wanted to know, Nat, what's, because you have performed all over the city and also the country. What's your favorite thing about performing at Birdland?
Well, I mean, it's everything that everybody's been saying. It's a legendary space, and I grew up hearing about
Yeah.
Birdland. It's to stand on that stage is just so thrilling. It's so exciting, and it's a great room. It feels really good to play it. I love going to Birdland. I'm there like almost every day. Me and Susie Mosher, we have a cot in the back. It's a great space, and everything about it. I love that entire staff. Johnny, just knows what he's doing, and it just happened to be in that room.
And I love your wedding photo.
Yeah.
Man, that was such a good
that was-
day.
Happy day. I love it. Yeah. Such a great day. I
I
know.
know. We're all so
Sure,
weepy.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
the gifts we received.
Oh God! And then we turned them in for money. There's a Texas connection too. That's where my family's from. That's where my parents are from. I spend every summer in Texas, and I have a million cousins in Houston and Dallas. Hey y'all! Hey.
Last two. Hey, before you go, where can people look you up? Do you have a website, Natalie Douglas?
Yep, NatalieDouglas.com and YouTube channel Natalie Douglas Music.
Yes, Queen. Well,
Great.
thank you for being here. Great to see you.
Good to see everybody. Great show, kids. Oh,
Thanks,
and P.S.
Natalie.
Seth and James, I was especially thrilled watching your The Flash, Stars in the House. It was awesome. You did a fabulous job. It made me really happy because I'm a CW freak. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're kind of 50 years too old to know that channel. So thank you. I'm glad you liked it. We were like, what is this Flash we're talking about? So anyway, Thank you very much. Busted.
Yay, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. Bye, hon.
The biggest compliment we could get today is from Natalie Douglas telling us that we did a good job for the
Because
Flash.
we crammed that damn show to figure out what the hell it was about. Okay, so now we have a fabulous male star. Perhaps you know him from this photo.
Jim, do you want to
That
introduce
face.
Nick?
I would be happy to. Okay, so this guy, I met this guy when he was 15 years old, which isn't actually that long ago, but it's a little bit ago. He was a contestant in the Michael Feinstein Great American Songbook Foundation high school competition. Put that on a bumper sticker.
Right.
He has gone on to sing and swing all over the world. His name is Nick Ziobro.
All right, Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hi,
How's
Nick.
it going, everybody?
Look at that fresh face.
So nice and fresh. Oh my gosh, you should have seen me during the sound check. I was running around like trying to get my system set up here, and it was just a mess. So you know the whole makeover, of course.
It all came together.
Where do you tape? Do you do it there, or do you? Where's the?
It's actually all the way back here, like on the back of the neck. There's just some staples back here, you know, just all the time.
It's working.
It's working. So where are you, quote unquote, broadcasting from?
So I'm currently up in my hometown of Manlius, New York, right outside of Syracuse. I'm with my parents currently. They're in the other room, so they're listening in. But yeah, so it's.
He went on mute. That's all it took.
Hey,
He
Nick, you
is on
muted
mute.
yourself. There. Wait, Nick, unmute yourself. There's so much sass. You have to unmute yourself. I don't think I did that, did I? Wait.
Did you?
No.
No, Nick, you muted yourself. Passive aggressive. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, that happened.
How dare you?
You were describing your fireplace. What were you saying?
Yeah. This is my fireplace. I took advice from the set designer, Jim. You know, he said that the fire was a nice. So.
But I like when you turn it off, Nick.
Oh
Show
yeah,
that works.
magic
Yeah.
trick. So I just. And now it's.
Come on.
Wow, it's a nice flourish.
Good.
I was gonna say, Nick, I know, I wasn't here for any sound check, so I know you're gonna sing, but I have no idea what you're gonna sing and how you're gonna sing it.
Sure. Well, I have a couple of years ago, right when I was kind of starting to work with Jim and Michael and everybody, I was able to do an album with Michael, and we got all these amazing tracks that Ted Firth did all the arrangements for, and with some amazing musicians on there. Jay Lenhart played the bass, Remar Cheek on drums, Watch Fitzgerald was on the guitar. So you know, I still have all those tracks here, and hopefully we can get that to go. But I'll sing a little bit for you. But
Hey.
Yes.
Just on a side note, you trick someone within 5 seconds. It's a real fireplace. Wait, no. Not immediate. Just saying.
oh,
A couple years ago, you were how old?
so I just fixed my mic, by the way. I think it was giving me some problems. Can you guys hear me a little bit better now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So back in 2012, I was part of the Michael Feinstein Great American Songbook High School Vocal Academy and Competition was what it was called. And they've shortened it now to the Songbook Academy, which is this awesome program designed to make sure that the music of the Great American Songbook continues to live on for young Americans and young artists all across the country. And it's this week-long program that you get to work with these amazing artists that are working in the industry. And I did that when I was 15. And I was just so happy to be there to get to meet Michael. And Jim was one of the mentors that year.
Wow.
And I ended up at the end of the week, there's this huge concert. It takes place in Carmel, Indiana, by the way, outside of Indianapolis, at this gorgeous theater.
Really gorgeous.
It's called the Palladium. It's like state of the art, brand new, absolutely fantastic. And we have this event at the end where it's a competition. We sang a couple of songs. I think I did All of Me and Here's That Rainy Day. And at the end of it, they said that I had won, and I was kind of just in shock. And it changed my whole life. After that, I started touring with Michael. around the country. I got to work with Jim many times over the years.
While you were still in high school.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
while I was, I opened for Michael for about a month my junior year down at Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency for his holiday show. And, in the meantime, I was doing my chemistry homework up in the hotel room, trying to keep up because I was missing like a month of school and trying to teach myself, which is not that long in the grand scheme of things. But, it's an experience that you never really forget when you're 16. And now I'm 72. So that's fair.
So Nick, before you sing, people are watching all over. How did you hear about the contest, about the Academy?
So I was actually a big fan of Michael's when I was, I started playing piano when I was about 7 years old, and my piano teacher, he was the one who said, you need to start listening to the Great American Songbook. All these songs are some of the best ones out there, and there's some amazing artists that are still working and celebrating this music. And he introduced me to Michael Feinstein. And I came to see him in Syracuse perform with the symphony up there. And I think I was 13 or 14 years old. And I just tried to absorb everything that I possibly could. And I found out that he had this foundation to, educate young people. And I was like, I would absolutely love to be in that program. And, here we are several years later. So,
so Nick, what are you gonna sing?
I'm going to do an old song. It's called It All Depends on You, Buddy DeSilva. And
We're aware of it. We're not.
Yeah, you ever heard of it? So, figure we could do that. But
by the way, Nick, when you went, it was for a week, right? When you did the contest, did you feel like you had found your tribe? Because I doubt that everyone in your high school knows anything about the Great American Songbook.
About Buddy DeSilva?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the kids that were down there, all of them were fantastic and have gone on to do some really amazing things that have gone through that program. Maddie Ballio, who was just Tracy Turnblad in the NBC Hairspray a couple of years ago. She was one of the winners. Got to know her very well. People that go through this program and are just passionate about this music and, at a level that is just so great to be around as a young person. So, it's awesome. And that's the only way that this music will continue to thrive and live on and grow. So,
great.
All right, Nick.
All right, we're excited. We'll put you on the screen by yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we do a little singing? Let's see if this comes on. All right. I can be happy, I can be sad, I can be good, or I can be bad. It all depends on you. I can be lonely out in a crowd, I can be humble, or I can be proud. It all depends on you. I can save money or spend it, go right on living, or end it. You're to blame, honey, for what I do. And I know that I can be beggar, I can be king, I can be almost any old thing. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. Now I can save money or spend it, go right on living, or I can end it. You're to blame, honey, for what I do. And I know that I can be beggar, or I can be king. I can be almost any old thing. Well, it all depends on you. It all depends on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Nick. Fantastic.
Thank
Oh,
you.
So
I
good.
love it so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
my gosh.
God.
That's great.
Thanks so much for having me tonight. This is so awesome.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Oh my gosh. All right, please put me on your mailing list.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you know what I was thinking? After everybody's able to come back to New York and do all these live shows again, Birdland needs to do like a 12-hour mega show
I
with everybody.
couldn't agree more.
Everybody that, you know, they have to make up for a whole year of not
There
being
you
able to
go.
do anything.
For
So
sure.
That's right.
you know, I think you would pack the whole joint for all 12 hours.
Oh, of course.
I really do. I really believe that. So
Let's
call
do
me
it.
when that's happening.
Let's
and
do
I
it.
will be there.
Absolutely. I'm in.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
I'll
All right,
take it
guys.
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Bye, Nick.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Thanks.
man. So good.
All right, during
I mean-
the song, Seth heard it, but Mandy's allergies have been acting up a lot, so he is taking care of. He's on doggy duty, so it's just us Texans
Oh.
right now.
That's
Oh.
all right.
Okay, so we can talk in code,
Yes, we can go. That's right, y'all.
Central Expressway, things like that.
Sure.
So guys, our next guest, I should say, really your next guest, you're letting us come on to your party, and we calling it Stars in the House, but this is all about y'all. I love what our next guest is going to do, but I don't want to say it or spoil it. So
No.
let's just bring on the inimitable. Is that the right way to say it? That word? Because that's how you describe Julie
That's-
Halston.
It's there she is.
Oh, hello, darlings. How are you?
Darling.
Look at you
Darling.
with your new camera.
Yes, it's my new camera. I think I look 40 years old.
You look beautiful,
Every-
gorgeous.
Unfortunately,
You do too.
Julie's 28.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, as I say on Virtual Halston every week, really, James, I died 8 years ago. I actually died the same day as Elaine Stritch, but it didn't make the papers, but because she died. But I'm just a hologram now. But can I just say that Nick character? I never knew him.
Oh, yeah, he's
a
swell.
heartthrob, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
He
great.
is.
He's
just
Louise.
great.
What the heck? What kind of voice is that? And
And
then
he's
kinda
as
hate it.
nice as you think he is. He couldn't be
yes,
sweeter.
and then that he's doing his chemistry homework while he's performing. I mean,
Sure.
what in God's name? I didn't
Ju-
even think I knew my name, and I certainly never did chemistry homework.
I was going to say, did you have to take chemistry, Julie? That must have been an experience.
No, they knew well enough not to
They knew better.
let me do anything
She's
like
going to
that.
be an actress.
Exactly. They were lucky if I just showed up.
Julie, normally on Fridays, we're doing Julie's show at 5 o'clock called Virtual Halston.
That's what I'm going to tell you to plug.
Yeah.
Oh, see how we are?
Yes.
It's so much fun. Last week, our Julie's guest was Nathan Lane. He's an actor. I don't know if you've heard.
I don't know if you've heard of him.
He's
was
he's entertaining.
So fun. It was so great. Nathan was so great. We had so many fantastic stories. People were so excited that he was there. And the only reason we're not doing one this week is one, we're doing this, but also because next Friday, Jim and I are co-hosting our big gala. You know, every year, James, Seth knows this, I do a huge gala for the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation.
Right.
And we're doing it virtually this year. We have Andrew Reynolds and Darlene Love and Annalie Ashford and, oh my gosh, Christine Ebersol, Max Von Essen, Bobby Creighton. I mean, it's just incredible. But going back to Birdland for a minute, because everyone's been talking about Birdland, I know I perform a lot at Birdland, but I really got to Birdland because of my late husband, Ralph, because he was always hanging out at Birdland, you know, because he was a big Billy Stritch fan and a Jim Caruso. He knew those guys before he knew me.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he would bring me, you know, I was always the date, you know, and we'd sit there and I don't know, I'd have popcorn shrimp or a cheese plate. Usually I'd have a cheese plate and a Cabernet, and Ralph would maybe have like a vodka tonic and I don't know, maybe some popcorn shrimp. And we would see these wonderful artists, and I just fell in love with the place. And it was so romantic, and I'd always end up crying because Billy always makes me cry. You know, because he does these up-tempo things and then he just kills you. Do you know what I mean? He just kills you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just loved it. And then when Jim started doing Birdland, you know, Broadway at Birdland, he asked me, I was one of the first people he asked. Oh, there we are.
That's not Julie.
It was Birdland.
Here is
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Evidently, we were having fun.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh no. Jim always asked me to do things, and I always say no. I'm just too busy watching crime shows, and that's what I do. And he said, no. You have to do this. You have to do a show at Birdland. And you know, from the very first one, Jim, right? I stepped on that stage. And I never think I sell a ticket. Never.
Every single time I'll go into the dressing room and say, you doing okay? Do you need anything? And she'll say, is anybody out there? It's like, Julie, it's packed. No, but really? Yeah, every seat is sold out, Julie, like always.
Is your name Andrea Martin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah.
So,
Look at you. How adorable.
Isn't that cute?
Oh.
I don't know what that is in reference to.
I love that picture, though. My God.
Isn't that so cute?
Yes.
Is that Seth Walters? Did he take that picture?
I think he might have. Yes, I think
so
it's
cute.
so cute. I don't know what I was describing, but you know, whatever
But
it was.
that big.
That woman is adorable.
Yes.
But anyway, I kept coming back, and you know, it's absolutely my favorite place. And just stepping on that stage after Jim announces you, I'm telling you, it's just a thrill. It really is a thrill. And I'm always nervous. I never think anyone will show up. I never think anyone's going to really laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, somehow they laugh. I can't believe it.
It's a forced laughter, but they do.
I'm paying for them. But,
so Julie, I want to ask you what people have been asking me and Seth as far as now it's been a year. How long have you been doing your show online on Fridays? It's been for quite a while, right?
Oh yes, almost a year. In May, it'll be a year. When we went into lockdown, March 12th around, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of months after that Jim started hounding me to do virtual Halston. And so in May we started. So it's almost a year.
So Julie, I guess what I'm asking is what people have been asking me and Seth is what has surprised you the most in these 10 months of doing your show online?
Well, I think you mentioned two people before, Belinda Wright and Laura, for example, who are just big fans. I think what surprised me is how loyal everyone has been and how generous everyone has been, because let's face it, it's not like people are working big corporate jobs right now or something. And I also think I never really thought that sitting in front of a computer, do you know what I mean? Not being with my friends live would still be so much fun. And it really has turned out to be so wonderful. And here's the other thing, James. I know, let's face it, I'm old. I died 8 years ago. I know everyone in show business in New York City. But I learned something new with each interview. I learn new things. And I think that's what's so marvelous. I think that's what keeps us going. And we laugh and we learn new things. And we're also, I'm just always shocked at how generous and supportive and loyal, loyal people are to the show and to the shows that we're doing. But it does show that people want this kind of entertainment. And they want to laugh. Come on. We're in lockdown.
Right.
I mean, everybody on this screen right now has a show. Billy has a show every Thursday.
Yep.
Called Billy's Place. I have Pajama Cast Party. Julie has Virtual Halston. And you guys have been, I mean, you started like the next day, didn't you?
Yeah, you started
a couple of days later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Tony waiting for you guys. I don't know. The support you've given the community is unbelievable.
And you
So
do
impressive.
it all. What is it? Do you not sleep? Is that what's happening?
Yes, that's actually not with the dogs right now. He actually fell asleep. He's on the
Napping.
floor right now.
He's napping.
But hey, Jim and Billy, I have a feeling your answer might be sort of similar to Julie's, because that's really would have been our answer. Has that been kind of the biggest surprise for the two of you during your shows? Is the loyalty and like the far reach, or what would you say?
Well, the far reach for sure, because, I wasn't even thinking when we started the shows that, my friends in Texas now can see me, people like in the UK, people all over the world. And the loyalty is wonderful. And I always think if this would have happened before the internet, we would have all been in such trouble. I mean, I don't even like to think about it.
I agree.
But thankfully, I have this Thursday night thing, not only for my creativity, but for the loyalty of the donations that people watch. And they very gratefully, graciously, I'm just so grateful, because it's kept the roof, it's kept the red on my wall. So absolutely. And I know Jim feels the same way.
I do. It's been thrilling. Again, we accept donations like everybody. I give a bunch of it to Broadway Cares every week, but I also keep some of it to, because got to pay bills.
Yep.
But I'm so impressed by everybody in this business. I'm obsessed with the people in this business. It's all I ever wanted to do. I was never the greatest singer. I was never the greatest anything, but I wanted to be around these people. And so to create something with them has been a thrill, and to watch other people create in the worst of times, and to pivot, and to learn how to do something new. I didn't know how to do any of this.
Yeah.
Has been a real thrill.
And do you think, Seth's back from the doggy. Do you
Hi,
think
Seth.
all three of you, I mean, the question that we're asked is, when this is over, would you continue doing something virtual in
Yes.
some form?
Completely.
I feel like I'd do it at least once a month, probably, just because because people have been so loyal, why would I want to break those connections?
And at Birdland, when we do Cast Party, we can entertain 150 people. That's
Right.
nice. A Pajama Cast Party, we can have 15,000, 10,000, you never know.
160 people.
160 people. But it's like when you think of all the people that you're reaching, hopefully, it's crazy to think of that.
Yeah.
And
You
there's
feel like
another
Beyonce.
advantage. There's another advantage, which is I don't have to do Botox as often.
Why not?
Well, because there's so many loom cubes and lights, and that you don't have to do the Botox as often. Usually you have to do it every 4 months, but I just had a boatload put in my face recently, but it had been already almost 6 months because there's so much light on my face.
Well, don't do that, for God's
Please don't
sake.
do that. Never again.
By
Stop.
the way, Botox does come in boatloads.
There you go.
Think we'll
Okay,
learn that.
Julie, before we say goodnight to you and bring on the fabulous Marilyn Maye, are you doing a dramatic reading or something along those lines?
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Well, sure.
Come on, Joan
Of course.
Crawford.
The Bible.
Now, guys, I want to be honest with you.
Okay.
Seth knows this very well. I have read this book, I'm not joking, about 100 times. I've never read this. I don't know how I missed it, but it is so perfect for today, because one of the things that everyone has had to really do is take a look at themselves and really see how they look on camera and, change up their cameras and lights and rearrange things and, take a good hard look at yourself. And it's very distressing for a lot of people. Well, I didn't realize this, but Joan, page 157,
All right, here we go.
My Way of Life, addresses this exact issue. And I thought, well, this is just the perfect message for today's times. So I thought I'd read it. I've never read this before. Joan says, take a good, candid look at yourself. A mirror usually doesn't get the message across because really it's like a picture that's been hanging on the wall for too long. You don't really see it anymore. I suggest a marvelous stunt where you ask your best friend or your most critical acquaintance to take some candid color snapshots of you from all angles, dressed just as you might appear at, say, 6 in the evening. The same hairdo, the same makeup, and if possible, the same expression on your face. Be honest and have them take rear views as well. There ought to be some other snapshots of you wearing your best going out to dinner dress or your favorite bridge with the girls costume, hat, gloves, bag, and jewelry, everything. Then have that roll of film developed, blow it up. You can't see much in a tiny snapshot. An 8x10 will show you the works, and you probably won't be very happy with it. Sit down and take a long, hard look at that strange woman. The shock of taking a photographic inventory may send the average woman to bed for a week, but it could be the best thing that's ever happened to her. I always pin my bad notices on my refrigerator. How about keeping those 8x10 candid shots around your dressing table every time you dress?
Wow.
Now, come on.
Come on, it's
Julie.
right.
I mean, come on.
Julie, why didn't you listen? Susan said, stop. My sides are killing me from laughing. Oh my God. Snapshot.
Blow it up.
How about the fact that she's asking you to ask your most critical acquaintance to develop that roll of film and blow it up?
It's the best.
Anyway,
Yes.
guys, thank you so much. I love you guys. I love Billy and Jim, of course, know how I feel about them. And I love Birdland. And this was so great that you've given us an opportunity to talk about a space that we love so much and that we can't wait to get back to. And Seth and James, I mean, forget the Tony Awards. Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yes.
I think we should go to the White House. Now that Biden's in the White House, I think you should get, the sort of National Arts Medal or whatever Cicely Tyson got. You should.
Right. You mean a casket with an open viewing and everything?
No,
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
No.
Dark
Never
mother
mind.
effer.
Okay.
Oh, Julie, thank you for being here. You're so wonderful.
We love you. Bye. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Yeah,
So funny.
Blow it up.
right.
Blow it up.
Oh, look, somebody just did hashtag blow it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Oh, Jim and Billy. Okay.
Billy has donations.
Oh, Billy, you have donations before we bring on.
I do have donations.
Yes.
Yes.
Gosh, I love it. Read
Yes,
them, and
yes.
then we'll bring on
Do you
our
want me to
final
read them,
count.
or do you want me to read them or sing them?
Oh,
Sing it, girl.
always
Okay,
sing
yeah,
whenever
okay, okay.
possible.
Lady.
Dear Stars in the House staff, thank you for all you do. Deb and I love Natalie, Marilyn, Jim, Billy, and Gianni Valente so much. We're looking forward to seeing all our faves at Birdland soon. Sending Austin, Texas-sized hugs. Toby and Deb from Texas, $36. Okay. And thanks, Seth and James, for bringing Natalie Douglas to us tonight. Keep up the great work. Happy birthday, Seth. Steve from North Carolina, $25. And then one more. Michael from California, $100 to you.
Yay!
You are the Anne Hampton Calloway of Birdland.
Yes.
No one can top that. But anyway,
That
Oh,
was
that's
so
so nice.
Those are
pretty,
catchy,
Billy.
Billy.
thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another Grammy in your future.
Ooh, maybe so. We can only hope.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
I
Blow it
predict
up.
it.
Yes.
Okay, our next guest, I think we're all super psycho fans of.
Super Psycho fans.
I mean,
Yes. May I just say something about our next guest?
Please.
yes, please go.
I walked into a nightclub in Houston, Texas when I was 17 years old. Again, probably didn't have an ID to go in there, but everybody that I knew, I loved this music. Like Nick, at a young age, I was into this music, and everybody said, you have to go see Marilyn Maye. And so I walked in there one night, and it changed my life, I got to say. I had never seen a performer like that, and basically haven't seen a performer like that since. I mean, she has spoiled me for almost everybody. The most fantastic command of a nightclub stage of anybody that I've ever seen. It's just, there's nobody better. I knew that I had to know her. I knew that I had to stalk her. I did stalk her until we were friends, and I've been so privileged and happy to be her friend and her part-time accompanist for 40 years now. And she is a legend in this business. 76 appearances on the Johnny Carson Show. And I don't know what else to say, but she's marvelous, Marilyn Maye.
Hi there. Thank you. Thank you. So I say Seth Rudetsky. Seth Rudetsky. Oh gosh, that's hard to say. Rudetsky, you're the one who raises all the dough, all for Broadway cares and Birdland. It's only fair, 'cause you're the king of Broadway. No, you know it all. I'm glad to see you. Bless your heart, Seth. I'm glad. And James, we've never met, I don't think.
Hi, Marilyn.
Marilyn.
And have I met? Oh, Jim.
Hello, it's nice
Hi,
to meet you.
sweetheart. I'm glad to meet you.
I just love that I'm seeing your face.
I know it. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It
It's
has.
gotten fatter, I think.
You look
No.
beautiful.
And Billy
Beautiful.
and I have seen each other. We've been working.
We've worked.
We worked a little bit. We worked in
We did.
P-Town, which the last time I saw Seth going up some stairs in P-Town.
We worked in P-Town, we worked in Minneapolis, and we worked 3 times in Kansas City virtually, film shows.
Yes.
I mean, Marilyn has been working hard during this. I tell you, she's a go-getter.
Well, I haven't had a weekly
Yeah.
show on Zoom, but I so appreciate the fact that you all are doing and entertaining the world because they're hungry for it. And we found that out when we got to P-Town.
We sure did.
P-Town was my first engagement after March 10th, and P-Town was the first part of September. So from March 10th to September, we hadn't worked, and in that audience is so wonderful because they love music and they love what we do, and understand entertainment in Provincetown, Massachusetts, and they always laugh a lot and they applaud a lot and they stand. But this year they cried. Not that it was that bad. They cried because when I sang "What the World Needs Now Is Love, Sweet Love," everybody cried at the tables. They were so glad to hear what you all do and what I love doing.
Oh,
Marilyn,
it was a beautiful weekend, I have to say. It was very touching to see the audience, and we were poolside at Crown and Anchor. So distance, we were outside. My music was blowing all the way into the bay. But,
we were between the ocean and a swimming pool.
We were,
and the wind was incredible.
Yeah.
I never had so much wind in my mouth, but it was.
That's
really
not
fun.
true.
Marilyn, let me ask you something. You're so musical. I was going through old videos of you, and you're so musical when you sing. Are you one of those people that you're just making it up in your head, or are you a music reader and you're seeing the riffs that you're making up?
No, I don't see the music. No, I see the lyric. It's about the lyric with me. We all tell stories, and every lyric tells some story of its own. And I go there first for the phrasing, and then you phrase it as if you were telling the story.
Such a great actress. I was watching a clip of you. I think it was the Hollywood Bowl. Maybe you were doing cabaret. Did you?
Hollywood Palace. The Hollywood Palace.
We did Hollywood Palace. Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, lovely. I did Maye. James, you were from Houston. I didn't realize that, but I had the pleasure of doing it Theater Under the Stars there.
I love that.
But not outside. It was in the Performing Arts Theater there.
Jones Hall, maybe?
What is it?
Jones Hall is where they used to.
Well, Maye was at the old music hall, and then you did Follies at the Wortham Center when that was brand new.
There you go.
Because I saw that. Yeah.
We opened Wortham Center with the Follies, with Juliet Prowse and John Cullum and my darling Harvey Evans, who was my buddy. He was Buddy, and I did Sally and Phyllis. Phyllis was, of course, Juliet Prowse. She was wonderful, and John Cullum. It was quite a lovely opening for Wortham Center.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's my Broadway stuff. And James, I loved it that you said nightclubs. Thank you. And I know they're cabarets, but see, I think Birdland is a nightclub. It's a nightclub.
I do too.
I was raised in nightclubs.
I'm gonna just show this clip. This is just your musicality and your stillness on stage is just so wonderful. This is back at the Hollywood Palace. Take a gander. And by the way, Marilyn's voice sounds the same.
That's
This
right.
is the old days of.
Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow the horn. Start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. I know use committing some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Only a cabaret, old chum. So come to the
That makes me so happy.
Oh my God, that flip on cabaret just makes me
And you know what I
so
love?
happy.
It's funny, I'm dancing. It's
Well,
so funny.
and
what about my hair? That was really my hair.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was a wig. It really was my hair.
But I love Marilyn's hands, always with the hands and great gestures. It's just
Don't hold your fingers
Fantastic.
apart. They have to be pretty.
together, right? Yeah.
Balletic horns, being balletic horns, balletic hands. Balletic hands, Seth.
You have one of your Provincetown fans here, Chris Smith, Marilyn Maye. I love you. Nobody does it better.
Oh, bless their hearts. And Anchor Inn, I bet we hear from Anchor Inn, Seth, before it's over.
We love our Anchor Inn.
Love our Anchor
Marilyn
Inn.
Maye, but I just want people to know she's not only like such a great singer and such a great actress, she's so crazily hilarious. You have so many.
Not tonight, but usually.
Talk about when you were nominated for a Grammy as like best newcomer, but who were the people that were with you like back in the day?
Oh God, I've forgotten, but I didn't win. I was
It was,
nominated.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones, yes.
And was it Hugo Winterhalter or somebody like that?
Oh no, it was that classic pianist. It was a classic pianist and a rock and roll singer,
Right.
and the Birds. The Birds.
Right.
And that was the category. Are you ready for that? How could I compete with that category? This poor solo artist.
Yeah.
She had this crazy line reading where she was like, I didn't love rock and roll. I can't remember who you were talking about, but you were like, I hated it. Hate.
Well,
Try.
hate. I love you, Seth.
I don't even know what that means. Try. It's such a
I love. Oh God, Billy was talking about being 17 and coming into the club in Houston. There was a club that I worked every 3 months, and we would pack it. I think we did 3 weeks at a time, but we would do it. I'd go away and then I'd come back, 3 months later and do it for 3 weeks. And Billy would come in there, and he was how old were you, honey?
17, 18. Yeah, I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Billy would and it was a club where between shows there were 2 or 3 shows a night. I don't know, but it was a lot. And I would go around tables, and say hello to everybody and kind of meet and greet in the days when you could do that, and make friends with everybody. And Billy would kind of follow me, and there would be this voice back here, this little, Miss Maye, I noticed when you sang Misty, you modulated down. Everybody else usually modulates up, in the key. And just these kinds of questions, and I'm trying to say, hi there, how are you? Did you have a good time? And this kid is back here, in my ear. So finally I said to my pianist, I said, who is this kid that keeps following me around and asking these questions about the arrangements? And he said, I don't know, but he's driving me crazy. It was Billy Stritch.
And then a year later, I had his job. So that was
There you go.
Yeah. I did say I stalked her. I had to know this lady. I had to know her.
It's like Mark Shaman, Mark Shaman and Bette Midler. I love it when these musicians are obsessed and then they get to work with those people. I'm still waiting for Barbara Streisand to hire me. Never happened. Okay, so hold on.
I just sang for Mark Shaman's birthday last year, and we probably would have been together this year. Mark
that's
Shaman,
right.
So wonderful. Oh, I love him. So many people that Seth, that I cherish. Lynn Caruso and all those Broadway show people that I love that come to hear us.
And Bob Bartley was in your Follies back in the day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's my first interview.
That was the Follies at Wortham Center.
Okay, so Jim and Billy, I'm going to show this little clip from It's Today. What moment do you think I'm going to show?
One of the high kicks or all 4 of the high kicks?
Of course.
Oh God.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Marilyn
You didn't tell me you were going to do this.
Oh no, this is great.
Yeah, it's great.
Because Seth earlier, Marilyn said, "Did Jim send any clips about Marilyn?" And I said no. And Seth was like, "Great, I've got this."
Yeah, I'll handle it.
Perfect. Good.
This is me. I think it's me playing the piano and one of Marilyn's signature high kicks. Here she goes.
To the grandmother, dance your shoes over, strike the band over. It's today.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was high.
She's so funny.
How many years ago was that?
6 years ago.
Thank you.
She's
Juliet
so funny.
Prowse.
Every night. What?
Juliet Prowse. Who?
I know exactly.
No.
Every night she always does at least 3 high kicks in the song, but every now and then she'll go for the 4th one, and then she turns to me and goes, 4.
But now I hang on to the mic stand or
that's okay.
the piano, one or the other. I have to hang on now because I have a birthday coming up, and I've got to be careful.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
I don't want to
Hey,
miss it.
Marilyn, tell everybody what was the name of the show that Mark a couple years ago you did that Mark Shaman gave you the name for?
What did we do? The Bug and the Mouse. We did his Catch Me If You Can, Bug and the Mouse. No,
No, this is the cabaret shows at Feinstein's. He titles the shows I wish I were. You did 90 at last.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The Sendroff, but the Sendroff,
Yeah.
Mark Sendroff. Well, when I was 90, it was 90 at last. And then I was 91, and it was Wish I Were 90 again when I became 91.
Right.
Then 92 was 92 and I'm not through, but we didn't get to do 92 and I'm not through because that was last year. I don't know what 93 will be. I guess I'm still alive. You'll see. Is that it?
You'll see. We're going to celebrate Marilyn's birthday in Boca Raton at the Wick Theater on April 10th, and I'm going to be down there with her. And so we're excited.
Oh, I want to be there. Can we
I
all
want you
go?
to come.
Can we all go down? Seth
I want
and
you all
James.
come. I'd love for you all to come, and then I'd interview you.
Marilyn, you know who's coming to see us? Mo Rocca's coming. He texted me today.
He did. I know it. I love him.
Yeah.
He's my best Mo.
I know.
He's my best Mo, and nothing he does is wrong. I'm glad he belongs to me.
Yeah,
I love him.
He did that piece on you for
I
CBS
did.
Sunday Morning.
Yes, I was so
great piece.
honored to do that. I was so honored to do it.
I like the part where you iron his shirt.
Well, that wasn't on the show. That was when he came in. He came to a lake resort that I now have worked for 63 years, called Lake Okoboji in northern Iowa, and I opened this place called the New Inn 64 years ago, and I did it every year until 61st year, and then they leveled the inn. So now I've moved on to the theater in that area. But Mo came on the 61st year, and he walked into the suite to say hello and talk about our interview and what we were going to talk about. And he had it on a linen jacket that obviously he had slept in. I don't know. It was really wrinkled. and in the airplane, So I said, just take off your jacket. And it was in a suite where I had an ironing board and an iron in the closet. And I went to get the ironing board and the iron, and I set it up. And he said, "You're going to iron my jacket?" And I said, "Well, yes, somebody has to." So he gets out his camera and takes a picture of me ironing.
It's the cutest. It's so cute.
Marilyn's a great ironer, I got to say. I remember years ago we did a gig, and Marilyn was already dressed, wearing pants and the thing, and she saw a wrinkle, and she picked up the iron and just ironed it on her body. I mean, it was like just quickly, but she got it out. And I was like,
I don't iron anymore. I don't do dishes. Okay. I don't do any.
No, but Marilyn, when we're on stage together, you will pick at my clothes, lint, and discuss the tie. And now, does this tie? Is this what you think? Does this go with this? And is this what the people think now? You're very clothes oriented.
You're very fastidious, honey. But sometimes you're not always perfect, and I think you should be perfect.
Thank you,
brother.
I appreciate that.
I want to show this clip.
Oh, brother.
Billy's gonna sing, but I want to just show this clip. It's one of Marilyn's signature songs, and again, the acting is so great, and it's so like the audience, like they're all your best friends, and you're so welcoming. I want people to just watch this, and like I said, the voice has never changed. This is like a year ago. She sounds the same as she did back in the 50s and 60s. Let's listen to this.
So here's to life and every joy that it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to dreams come true.
Oh, God. I got chills.
No. Is it cold in your apartment?
Here's Seriously? Oh, so great.
A little
we
flip
we worked that room not too long ago, you and I, Seth, and you played so beautifully. We did Come In From the Rain for your another benefit that you helped. What is that?
That was for the Humane Society, for the Bill Berloni Humane Society, right? You sang Coming From the Rain to the doggies. Oh my gosh, that was 54 Below, of course.
I always thought that when I heard the lyric, I always thought that she wrote it for a dog. And years later, we met after I had done it on the Carson show. And I said, I bet you wrote that for your little dog because, hello there, good old friend of mine. You've been searching for yourself for such a long time. There's so much to say, no need to explain. I've an open door for you to come in from the rain. Isn't that a little puppy that went away and came back? And she said, no, where did you get that idea? I was so sorry. Anyway, you played it beautifully, Seth.
Well, thank you, Marilyn. I'm such a giant fan. Okay, speaking of fans, Billy Stritch, you got to close out with a song so we can hear some fabulous music to celebrate.
Okay. I'll do
I love you. I love Birdland. We are so thankful to you for helping this cause because we need all the nightclubs we can get.
That's right.
We got to keep it open so when we can go out, there'll be a place to go.
And Broadway shows. And let us pray for the Broadway show to open soon.
Yes,
right.
praise God.
All right,
Billy,
speaking of
take us
that,
out.
lullaby of Birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my wordland could there be words to reveal everything that I feel. Have you ever seen two turtle doves, Bill and Coo, when they love? That's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we kiss. And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I cry on my pillow. If you should tell me farewell and goodbye, lullaby of Birdland, whisper low. Kiss me sweet, then we'll go flying high in Birdland, high as the stars up above. And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I cry on my pillow. If you should tell me farewell and goodbye, lullaby of Birdland, whisper low. Kiss me sweet, then we'll go flying high in Birdland, high as the stars in the sky up above. Because we're in love. Lullaby of Birdland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got it.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Jim,
I'm
before we
not
go.
going to lose it either.
No, girl. Before we
right.
go, Jimmy, can you read the final donation? And we'll get more tonight, but this is the last of the
Did
night.
he send it?
Yes.
Hold on. Yes, he did. Okay. Another great night, guys. Birdland was crucial to my muse when I began my songwriting career. And I saw many of my favorites there, including Nick, Michael, Matt Baker, and some equally wonderful Nashville folks. They're all my heroes, as is everyone here tonight. You've all got a friend in me. Susan from New Jersey, $25.
Oh, how lovely. Thank you, Birdland. Thank you, Jim, Billy, and of course, Ms. Marilyn. What's up next?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Thanks, Seth.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
guys,
James.
thank you.
Seth.
From all of us at Birdland. Means the world.
Well, you're welcome back anytime. This was so fun, and
Yeah.
thank you for putting it together. And it was perfect.
My gosh.
Thank you.
So tomorrow we have Suddenly Seymour's.
Oh,
Yes, tomorrow. Suddenly Seymour.
That was a quick image of us. I like that.
That was-
good.
Well, yeah, you want to show some pictures just for fun before we go off? Go ahead.
Marilyn being fabulous.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's on the wall. That's on the wall at
It
Birdland.
is on the wall. I always worry. I always drop in when I'm in New York to make sure it's still there.
They're not going to take you off the wall.
Don't ever take me off the wall.
These feet.
Oh, look. Oh, I've
We
never
look
seen
good.
that. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
We're attractive.
I want a
Yeah.
copy of that.
Yeah, that's
Me
good.
too.
And this is Marilyn just a couple of years ago.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I love
Where did
that.
you get that? Oh my
So
God.
cute.
She was
so
so
sweet.
thin.
All right, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Thank
Birdland.
you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Seth. Love James.
Bye, Mar. I'll play some jazz. Was it? No. I'm trying to do some Dave Brubeck. How does it go?
That was close.
Yes.
Right. Something like that.
I,